Your semester project consists of 3 separate essays. This is not a research paper, so you do not have to use MLA format or APA format. You don't have to cite sources. What my goal is to get you to convince me that you understand how your state government is set up, both at the legislative level and at the executive level, and how you fit in. The best way to get the best grade on this project is to be sure that you write in complete sentences using good grammar, paragraphs, just good grammar overall. Don't worry about citations. And then also include the relevant content. And this is what you need to ensure is in your first essay for question 1. It talks about what is the difference between the Senate and the House in Texas state government. Well, the first thing you need to be sure you include is that Texas has a part-time legislature. We only meet every 2 years for 140 days. We have a bicameral legislature, meaning 2 chambers, and start off with the House of Representatives. A House member serves 2-year terms. They have smaller districts, and they elect their own leader, which is the Speaker of the House. So there's a lot more diversity in the House of Representatives because because those positions are easy to obtain. It's easier, cheaper, more affordable to run an election for a smaller district of 100,000 up to 100,000 people. So the Texas House kind of looks like us, the Hispanic, Black, female, male, Anglo, people with disabilities, different lifestyle choices. But because you only serve 2-year terms, there tends to be a lot more turnover. A lot of folks who may not decide to run again, who not get reelected, etc. If you jump over to the Senate's a completely different story. There are only 31 senators versus 150 House members. Senators serve longer terms. They serve 4-year terms, and so they have a longer time to get into office and figure out the system, make alliances, figure out what their constituents need, build a track record and a name for themselves. But senators also represent larger districts. It's more expensive to obtain a Senate seat through election because you have more people you have to reach. And so you'll see a lot less diversity in the Senate. Senators are usually older, they're more Anglo. And since it's a smaller body, they tend to not generate as many ideas as they do try to kind of cull through what the state really needs. And also, the Senate does not elect its own leader. They are led by or presided over by a statewide elected official, the lieutenant governor. And remember, the lieutenant governor, as elected from the state, is prioritizing really the public policy of that small group of Texans that actually do vote in majority. And so we've got about 60% of Texans who aren't being represented, that aren't in that particular community of interest, not because they're not Texans, but because they don't vote. So that's the difference between the 2 chambers and the structure. And then it asks you about the legislative process, the bill making process, how laws are made. And remember, there are basically 3 steps that you want to include. Remember, first, the bill has to be filed. It's given a number and referred to a committee. And then remember, committees are where the majority of the work is done on these bills. The leadership of each chamber appoints the members of these committees that are divided up into subject matter areas, public policy areas. And that's really where the majority of amendment and revision and deciding whether or not even the measure can proceed any further in the process happens. So there's a lot of power in the committees. And that's why the leadership of each chamber has a lot of power. So from referral, it goes to the committee hearing. The committee votes whether or not it gets to move on, whether to amend or revise, and then you have floor action. And that's when the entire body comes together to propose amendments, revisions, to vote yay or nay in majority on whether a proposal is going to move forward or not. So those are the specific things that you need to include in question 1. Weave that into a very well-written essay, and you will get a good grade on essay 1. Next, we're going to look at essay 2. So watch the following video.